Hello everyone, good morning. It is June 6th, about 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, and I have maybe a half an hour at the most that I can devote to several questions that came in from more than several people. A lot of you had the same questions about the, oh my God, Taco Don, Felon 45, and I don't know what we want to call the other guy, but you know, a little bit of a breakup going on between these two drama queens. That's what I'll call both of them. So, first question is, what's the future of their relationship? Where is this headed between these two guys? I mean, you know, I had 12 years of studying psychology and spiritual psychology and how relationships work. And oh goodness, I can always say, hands down, when two psychopaths get together, it's kind of like, you know, one alpha, whatever, against the other, you know, like, you don't, it's only one wolf in the pack. So, but, you know, we are dealing with humans. But of course, everybody saw this coming. Okay. Right there. Right now, there's a stalemate. There's a little bit of a truce. It's our Moon and Libra card. The biggest challenge is that they've both kind of walked off a cliff together. They've both been, I mean, they went in different directions when they fell off the cliff, but they've both been really, really foolish. Impulse control disorder, and that's one of the hallmarks of narcissists, you know, malignant narcissists especially, born psychopaths. Yeah, so, and I didn't allow for reversals just so, because I don't have time. It takes time to do that. Anyway, I can't say there's a new beginning coming because we do have, you know, the Fool coming in the reverse position, which means, you know, neither one of them will take responsibility, right? And neither one of them will commit. And that's especially true when you have the Two of Swords. So, yeah. They've been reckless. They've been taking too many risks. And, you know, it's that old adage, pride comes before the fall. And what I can say is Elon has put, there's a list. I was going to do a gift share to you guys on my post section, but every time I do that, I get, I don't know how many comments saying there's a paywall when there's not. You just have to put in your email to see it. But anyway, I'll just tell you that Elon Musk has put out, so Washington Post went through every single tweet and then every single post on Trump's Truth Social. Anyway, Elon came with the goods. Elon came with the, he basically just, you know, put it out there, everything that Trump has said in the past, and which basically his relationship with Trump was built on financially. Okay, so it's everything's out there. I think Elon has done everything he's wanted so far. Okay, so there's the future of the relationship is it's really, really burdened with the Ten of Wands. I don't, you know, I mean, it's our Saturn and Sag card. There's too much stress. It's just too much. They can't, yeah. And again, I didn't allow for reversals, but if this were a reverse, I would be saying, you know, neither one of them are going to, they're going to both avoid responsibility. And that's what we have here. Especially with this Two of Swords, you know, because there's an opposition, right? You know, they're going in two different directions and they need to make decisions, but they've had, both of them, because of the fact that they're born psychopaths, they've had all these blocked emotions. And this is the way it goes also when you're not employed by someone else. I mean, these two people their downfall will be public any person like that is in business for themselves, if they don't know how to manage their power and their emotions, they will have a public downfall. That's just the way it goes. Life 101, right? Okay, too much stress about all the news coming out. Nobody likes them talking about their relationship with each other and their impulsivity and the fact that, now, of course, this is my card for people being just very all over the place, going too fast. But when it's reversed, you guys have heard me enough speak to this is a card of addictions. They both are addicts. And it was all about money. So the future of the relationship is, what about the money? This is where they are now. That's what's going on. This is what's happened in the past, and now we're moving forward in time. They're going inward and isolating from each other. Let me bring this up a little bit. I want to scrunch another one in here. So yeah. I mean, I could probably just leave it there, but we've got goodness. So with the Hermit, this is our card of being alone, basically, and I can't say that they'll be going inward and soul searching because that's just not who they are. What I would say is this is one of the cards that would have come through reversed, and it really is about isolation and loneliness and, bottom line, withdrawal. Okay, both of them having possibly an acute illness because they're both addicts, and that's just how it goes when you're headaches, things like that. Now, one of the majorly important things with the Hermit and it being the stage of withdrawal. So in relationships, the way we manipulate, the way every human will manipulate, is either through aggression, submission, or withdrawal. So with aggression, that's covert, they're putting it out there, but then there's also passive aggression, which is a little bit of a combo of the withdrawal. So aggression, submission, withdrawal. Aggression is usually the narcissism. Submission is usually the victim. And both of these people act like the victims when things go bad. That's just what they do. Well, Trump more than Musk. But, and Musk, isn't he just about right at the age where he's like in his Chiron return, which is like meeting the most painful part of your soul that needs to be healed? I wonder. So basically they're in the withdrawal stage, which is kind of like a big, and the world is watching. There is judgment, right? And I can't say that the way they're handling this is to absolve themselves and, maybe it's to just, I can't say they're going to go through a rebirth, right? Because this is our Pluto card. So, and I can't say that they're honoring their inner calling or trusting their higher selves. So what this tells me is this is another one of these that should have been reversed, because we know that they are not honoring any calling, unless it's, maybe it was just all set up well, of course it could be that they came in order to be here at this time on Earth, and not knowing that Musk would, nobody likes, no matter how wealthy they are, nobody likes giving somebody hundreds of millions of dollars and then not getting your return on your investment. You can bet Musk is looking within about that. And with the Judgment reverse card, they're not really honoring their inner calling. They're not really trusting their higher selves. But what they're doing is following through their unconscious impulses that needed to make this happen so that they could get their lessons this lifetime. Right? And it's all, like I said before, all out into the public. So yeah, okay. When this card is, when we read it reverse, which is the way I'm going with it because I feel it, they are going through a hell realm inside, and they are needing to go within, but there's this refusal to go within and examine their past decisions and actions, right? The decisions that led to the actions. And so now they're going through really not trusting themselves. At least I think Musk is more than Trump. And here we have their creativity and abundance, but also Mother Russia with the Empress. And then we also have the King of Wands, which is, that in the future of their relationship, I'm sure they're not going to be coming together unless it has something to do with Russia and maybe Putin, maybe the Poods. I'm going to read on that separately, but maybe he steps in and says, come on, you guys, you got to get your shit together, man, or you're not going to have what you want from me, kind of a thing. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, and then here we are again with the foreign whatever. But foreign relations with you-know-who. So, yeah. Sometimes, though, the Three of Wands can, and again, I didn't allow for reversals, but I'm not sure if. I think it could speak to it reversed if we were looking at the lack of foresight, right? But upright, it could be like just the card that has to do with expanding on a foreign level, and both of them want to do that. So no matter what they do, let's see what was at the bottom. Maybe I should look at it. Yeah, the money and all the news hitting the ground about the money. Okay, let's do it this way. Let me ask. Well, you know what? Yeah, okay, I can combine it. One of the questions, so Beth had a good question that everybody else liked, wanting to know if Elon would spill the beans and provide absolute proof, maybe, of that Elon manipulated the votes or caused them to go uncounted. I mean, I was kind of wondering if he would divulge more about Trump's relationship with the Poodster, but... Oh, speaking of Poodster, Lori, over at the Way of Positive Change, so her and Danny Shea and Sheila, Celtic Tarot Sheila, they all trade off every... I think they go once... Do they go once a week or once a month? I think it's only once a month, but they trade off on different, and they're each one of their channels. And I've been trying to watch them because they're so good together. Well, they're good separately too. But anyway, they predicted, they actually got June the 5th that something big was going to happen. And so, anyway, if you want to go to Lori at the Way of Positive Change, because she did the last one, and then you'll see them all together there. Okay, so, oops, government, okay. Will Elon spill the beans on Felon 45 and provide absolute proof that he manipulated the election, manipulated the votes, or caused them to go uncounted, or in any way messed with our votes? Will he spill the beans? Well, Elon, what is Elon going to do in relationship to Trump? Is he going to do anything more than everything he's just put out there on social media, which is really damning? Okay. Again with the Fool. So, yeah, I mean, he has everything. He knows everything that's been put out there and how he's done it, how he spread it far and wide. Probably should be using the Lennies with this question, but it's okay. Is he going to? Well, his challenge is if he did, it would be very self-incriminating and very... if he can figure out a way to do it without it hurting himself, yeah, probably. But, his challenge is to not be that reckless, right? Let's see. I'll just kind of go around here. So with the Five of Cups, he's looking at loss. He's looking at loss, and he's super burdened because he really wanted those government contracts. And now he's looking at, well, what do I do at this point? And he's feeling restricted. And I'm pretty sure he's connecting with Putin. He's running to Putin. What else could that be, right? Putin will see him. So it really is Elon that has the upper hand in the relationship, because his X platform is much bigger. It has a broader reach than Trump's untruth, unsocial. But they both, especially Elon, he's lost a lot of money in the last couple of days. Yeah, and again, all over the world. Okay, so this whole thing, the drama queen showdown, is being seen all over the world, being seen, recognized all over the world. But the outcome is, honestly, I'm not so sure that he's going to do anything. Well, he's not able to. I think he knows he can't really do anything, but he's contemplating. He's trying to figure it out. But with the Six of Swords, I think he's just going to kind of move on. And then we have to remember, he does, if he were to do, so, okay, the way it would go, yeah, with all the money, if he were to do it, if he were to actually do it, he'd be exposing himself, and then he would have to, with that Six of Swords, the only way he could get away with it and do it would be to take off to another country with no extradition treaty. And he may not want to live that way because he has his businesses all over the world, especially in America. And all of those, not wives, but, mother of his children, they're in that Texas compound, right? Okay. Was that it? And then, oh no, there was another one. Will he divulge Trump's deep ties with Putin? One of the posts, he said something like, do the math. Trump's got maybe 3.5 years left in the White House, and Elon says, and I don't know if he said on the planet, but then he said, I have 40 plus. But, he's those $6.3 billion in government contracts. I mean, is he going to, it didn't look to me like, well, he might back off. I mean, if it's kind of like, mutual self-sabotage. Okay, is Elon going to divulge Trump's relationship with Putin? Yeah, it's kind of in flux. He's not, I'll just do it this way. I was just going to do them in order, but so the main thing, the force is in motion with the Four Cups. This is not, he's not getting what he wants, but he's numbing out, probably doing drugs. He's contemplating what to do. Yeah, okay. The big challenge is like just like I was saying, all of those women in Texas that have all of his babies, right? Like he's thinking, he is partially thinking like the healthy dad, if that's possible with him. I don't know if he's going to really bring something full circle, but this would be a worldwide situation. What he's doing is thinking about the money. With the King of Pentacles, of course, it's our Jupiter and Taurus card. He's thinking what will make him have the most control and power and money. Yeah. And then he's thinking about legally, what would that bring in? If he were to, okay, so in the last reading we got for sure that he'll be talking with the Poods, right? It's very possible that when he does, the Poods lets him know that you play the long game, right? And then here he is moving forward with his will to get what he wants. This is his determination, and his self-assertion. Could be his victory over it, but this also would be, when you think of vehicles, you think of all his Tesla cars, there we go, that would be that. And then the money tied and trying to balance out between his businesses. And of course, there's SpaceX and Boring and all those other businesses that he's involved in. But yeah, there's that thinking about family and, yeah. I think, and maybe one of the women that he actually cares the most about, one of the mothers of his children. It would be a fire sign woman, but I don't know which one. So, yeah, and then big changes. He's contemplating, so will he divulge Trump's relationship with the Poods? Maybe after some time, because we do have the Sun, which would reveal, and we do have the Page of Wands, which does bring out the information, maybe in an impulsive way. Yeah, but moving forward, here's the relationship choices. And he's always going to go for the money. And then we could say that, the tower would bring in a big explosion and blah, 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 and everything breaks down. But he's trying to avoid that, I can tell here. And when I put these two cards together, dang, do we have a lot of majors. Wow. I mean, in this whole spread. Okay. But when I put these two together, I think Starlink and I think the SpaceX, shooting rockets into space, and neither one of them sleep at night, and he has all his unconscious fears, and he's worried about whistleblowers. Oh God, I think I better stop talking. Missiles into space and whistleblowers that come through. Okay, so let's do it a different way quickly to summarize. Okay, just because the tarot is not as clear as we would like it to be a lot of times, and I probably should have used the Lennies, but I wanted to use something that you guys are mostly used to. Dare I bust out the Kipper and piss somebody off, right? Anyway, will Elon spill the beans on Felon 45 and provide absolute proof that he manipulated the votes or caused them to go uncounted or whatever? Will he spill the beans? Well, Elon spill the beans. He wants to, but eventually, no, just like Trump going to rehab. Ain't gonna happen. Okay, will Elon divulge Trump's relationship with the Poodster? Right there. He's thinking about it, talking about it. This is him talking to the Poods himself. And then, yeah, I mean, it's looking like it. It's looking like... Okay. One more quick question. Is their relationship over? Is it over? Is this going to catfight between these two drama queens? Is it going to... Oh, I thought of another good question. Okay. Is it over? And then I'm going to ask one more. Is this relationship between the two of them actually over? Yeah. Okay. So that tells me that it wasn't to just, it really was a natural evolution of the relationship, and it wasn't to hide something else. But there's always stuff to hide, right? In plain sight, usually. Okay. Last question. What's going on and what Elon has put out there, because he has released the Kraken, basically, will this pull very many Republicans away from Felon 45, Taco Don, Cheetolini, the Conster, who's gonna talk to Poots? Okay, will it pull very many? Will this crazy stuff that's going out there now? Because, see, here's how it goes. It's like everybody jumps on it. They have their understandings and opinions and comedy genius, and some of them have the outright facts, and then it goes and spreads online everywhere. That's just the way it is nowadays, right? So as time goes by, is it going to pull very many Republicans away from Trump? Right there. Oh, yeah. Okay. And, who gets shady? Nobody wants him. I'm done. Thank you, guys. Bye.